Guys, we have a huge issue. This is a humongous issue. This is an issue that has been nagging at me for quite a while. This is a massive issue. I cannot overstate how big of an issue. And the issue is not my elytra skills. The issue is much bigger than this. The issue is we don't have anything automated around here. Nothing around here does stuff for us except obviously for the item sorter and the kelp farm, but we did that last episode. That doesn't count. But nothing else around here. Well, I guess it's because we have nothing really built around here, but nothing around here is automated, and I think that is a humongous issue that we need to remedy straight away today. And my plan for today is, it's crazy. We're going to build so many different little gizmos to help us in our world here, or not our world, but in our journey on the Minetopia server. Last episode, we built this amazing item sorter that is just fantastic in my opinion, and I'm still yet to sort out all of these items into their respective barrels. We also built this kelp farm over here that is quite slow, not gonna lie, but it gets the job done, and that's all. Apart from the smelter over here as well, I suppose, but that's pretty much all. There's nothing else automated, and I have to keep going to spawn to buy chicken. Oh, it triggered. And I have to keep buying wood from Neely's wood shop, and I'm sick and tired of giving that man my diamonds. But I think the time has finally come where I'm going to knuckle down today and I'm going to build a couple of automated farms. The first of which is going to be a skeleton grinder, and then I'm going to be building a chicken farm, an automated chicken farm right over here. I'm going to try and fit it into this little space. It should be alright. We're also going to have a chest in the same spot over here, and we'll get a nice supply of food from there, so Pale Band-Aid can stop taking all my money from me buying all of her chicken. And we're also going to build a witch farm today, and then the big daddy, the big project, we're also going to be building a tree farm. Now this is rather ambitious, and I don't know how long this is going to take me, but probably quite a while. But I've already found a skeleton spawner, sorry, so that part's not the issue. But the reason why we need a skeleton grinder and we need a witch farm is because witches drop gunpowder and skeletons drop bones, and I want to make an automated tree farm so I don't have to keep chopping down the roofed forest, because I've chopped down a lot of roof forest, and I think it would be much easier if I could automate a way to get all the wood that I need, because if you guys haven't noticed, the base is made completely out of dark oak wood. Anyway, I think the way in which you build a skeleton grinder and an automatic chicken farm is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to really explain that part much. I'm just going to throw that into a little montage for you all. But after I do that, we're going to come back and we're going to be working on the witch farm. And there we have it. We have a skeleton grinder and a chicken farm. And first of all, I'd just like to give a big shout out to Pale Band-Aid for absolutely saving my life after I fell into lava trying to mine obsidian to make this enchanting table over here. That was it was pretty bad. I didn't have any blocks on my hotbar and I didn't have a water bucket on me like I usually do. And I just took a tumble into some lava and almost passed away. When I survived, I believe I had half a heart. So, yeah, Pale Band-Aid came through and just saved the day for me, which was amazing. So thank you so much for doing that. Also, if any of the other Minetopians would like to use the skeleton grinder, they are more than welcome to come over and grab some bones or experience points or whatnot. And over here, we also have our automatic chicken farm, which isn't going to be incredibly efficient because I think half of the drops will burn or more, but at least it'll be a little bit of chicken. So basically how it works is the pool of chickens up here, they will lay eggs, and those eggs will go into this dispenser, and then the comparator detects whether or not there's items in there, and if there is, it unlocks this hopper so this item can go back and forwards, and when it does, it creates a redstone clock and goes back to the dispenser. So pretty simple, and as I said, probably pretty inefficient, but you know, what can you do? But we are not done yet. There is still much more to be automated, as this episode is all about automation and just efficiency and just getting items quick. So the next order of business is to build a witch farm. And this witch hut isn't incredibly far away from my base, but I made a portal because why not? So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to build this witch farm. And I hate to just kind of say, oh, I'm going to build this and then come back after it's done and making montages. I've already made one so far in this video, and doing another one is like, nah. But building this is going to take me quite a while. So I might boot up replay mod, and I will just kind of show you the footage of me building it. Alright everybody, I have been AFK up there on the platform for about half an hour just so I can see roughly how many drops I get from the witch farm and if it even works, because I had a few issues with the minecarts, and yeah, it does look like it works. That's very good. So that's all the drops I got in half an hour, which isn't half bad. A stack and a half, roughly, of gunpowder, which is the main thing, so that's good. Good, good, good. We can wave goodbye to the witch farm for now. However, it is now time to start work on the automatic dark oak tree farm, and dark oak tree farms in particular are very complicated to make if you want to make them fully automatic. So this is going to be a semi-automatic tree farm. I'll still be using TNT and the bone meal that I've collected from the skeleton grinder, but I'm going to have to design it myself because every tutorial that I found on YouTube is very complicated, and it's just very complicated. But I've been doing some tests in my creative single player world, so I'm going to take you guys on over to there now and show you what I have come up with. So first I had to find out how much damage TNT actually did to a tree. And after I acquired that information, I experimented with maybe I could do a row of trees like this and then blow them up, but then I realized that if the TNT was to blow up here, and then it would make a big crater, and then the next one would blow up, it would blow up all of the drops. So then I was like, okay, well then there has to be a slit between the trees for the TNT to explode between. But that idea didn't quite work either, because then I wouldn't be able to plant the trees really, and it just didn't work. So then I saw that if a tree grows next to a leaf block, it triggers the observer to send out a redstone signal. So that's how I would push up the logs from the bottom with pistons like this, so that other pistons can then push these logs across. And so I came up with this idea. So when the tree grows, the double pistons kind of push all of the wood over one block, and then the idea would be that we'd have this big slab of wood here, and I'd have TNT dropping down just at the end of it to blow it all up. So then I had to figure out how to power the double extended pistons. And then I came up with this, but this idea didn't really work, because if you have, I don't know why this doesn't work, I think it makes a bud switch by accident, but say for example, if I had redstone there, the tree wouldn't be able to grow for some reason because there's redstone, but you can have blocks in that area, which is just very weird in my opinion. So then I had to make, which one was it? This. So send it a signal, and then it pushes it all over. So say for example this was the trunk of a tree, you'd give it a little signal and it would push it over one block. So that is what we are going to be going with, and you can stack these on top of each other and it's quite tileable. It took me a while to figure out how to do that. I was experimenting for quite a while. So the idea basically would be I'd be in a minecart or standing on a pressure plate, and I'd be planting saplings, and the pressure plate or minecart would activate a dispenser over here on the side somewhere that would be constantly shooting out bone meal. And then once a tree grows, the observer over there would detect the tree has grown, and it would activate all of the pistons to push it across one block. And before this tower of pistons activates, then these pistons would activate below the dirt, which would push the tree up a block, so then I am free to plant some more saplings. However, an idea can sound good in your head and on paper, but as soon as you try and build it, then that's an entirely different story. So I'm thinking of building it just over here, not too far away, and I hope it goes well. I don't actually know if it'll work. Maybe I'll build it first in creative mode just to see, so I don't waste all my time building it and have it not work. I mean, obviously I'll have to, in creative mode, try and time the TNT correctly so it doesn't blow a big hole in the earth. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try and build this now. I hate saying that. I hate saying that I'm gonna go build it now, because that means I actually have to put my head to the grindstone. Is that what they say? Put the pedal to the metal, something like that. Oh dear. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna build, and if I come across anything interesting as I'm building, I'll make sure to let you guys know. And the automatic chicken farm is finally pulling through. It only took it a couple hours and we have four cooked chicken. But anyway, I have finished the automatic tree farm, and I had to go with a slightly different design, emphasis on the slightly, because it is a dramatic redesign from what I showed you guys on camera. This is a completely different tree farm, and the reason for that is because the tree farm I intended on building just simply didn't work. For example, when the pistons below would push the dirt up, it would then leave some blocks at the top that would stay pushed up. So then after a while, the pistons wouldn't be able to extend because it would be too tall. And then the piston stack, I couldn't have it as tall as I would have liked because then the dark oak tree wouldn't have been able to grow. And that design didn't get me any saplings back, so I was losing saplings every time I grew a tree. So eventually I just ran out of saplings. But basically, how this works is you plant all of the saplings like so. You stand on this pressure plate and it activates a clock, and it automatically grows all of the trees for you. There's one hiding around the back. So after all the trees have grown, and then you go down this little hidey hole. I have that golden shovel because I went and played the slot machine. I'm addicted to the slots, but there's a slot machine at the gaming district that I, had a couple goes on. Didn't really get anything too valuable. But yeah, after you do that, then you come back down here like this, and you come up here like that, and then you press this button, and you watch the magic happen. TNT drops down like that, and then a second one drops down to finish off the tree. And then at the end, what you're left with is just kind of the stump of the tree. How it works is when I press that button, a signal comes up this kind of little block elevator with redstone torches, and this one gets activated first because there's no repeaters, and so the dispenser shoots out a block of TNT and it lands right there. And then after a little while, the signal reaches the sticky piston and it pushes the TNT off the edge, and it is perfectly timed so that it will blow up at the correct time, because you don't want it blowing up a big hole in the ground or blowing this up. And as I was building it, I did have one mishap where I did blow up that little pad down there and I had to rebuild it, which was very fun. And yeah, so when you press the button, it also goes up here and then back down here, and it goes back up there just so it drops 2 pieces of TNT to finish off the tree. Even though the design isn't as efficient as I would have liked or as fancy, it does get the job done, and I am pretty pleased with it. I might go through eventually and try and speed up some of the redstone, but it's not too big of an issue. And yeah, I have to, obviously fill up these dispensers with bone meal and fill up that dispenser up there at TNT, but that's not too much of a task. But that is all the time I have for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Minetopia SMP, and I will see you guys again in the next episode. Bye bye.